It's the 21st of July 2014. A very good afternoon to all our viewers and welcome to Lunchtime News with me, Joel Outskoon, coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Let's first take a look at the headline-making stories for this afternoon. Minor staff strike at hospitals across the island, civilian inconveniences patients. Oral cancer claims 3 lives a day in Sri Lanka. A statement from the National Cancer Control Program. Med Department warns of strong winds in the Central Hills. There is overwhelming evidence of Russian complicity in the downing of MH17, an allegation from the US Secretary of State John Kerry. For the stories in detail now, many patients were inconvenienced due to the strike action launched by the junior staff of hospitals around the country. The trade union action was launched from 8 a.m. to 12 noon today, citing a number of demands. The Secretary of the Sri Lanka Janaraja Health Services Union, Ipalita, stated that the trade union action was launched citing a number of reasons, including the failure to pay salary arrears.
We have been discussing our demands for about a year. At present, representatives of our parent unions are engaged in a satyagraha opposite the National Hospital. If our demands are not met within 2 or 3 days, then we will continue this action until a fast on to death campaign, and we vow to keep going until we win our demands.
Activities at a number of major hospitals around the island were affected as a result of the trade union action. Individuals who travelled large distances to receive medication at the leading hospitals in the island were highly inconvenienced as a result of the strike action.
We are wasting our time. We've been here since morning with nothing to eat or drink. We are waiting to see if they will treat us, but it appears they won't. They're all on strike over there and we don't even know why.
Meanwhile, the junior staff of the Kandy Teaching Hospital also engaged in a protest on William Gopala Mawatha on the Kandy-Colombo main road. They called on authorities to implement Circular number 6 of 2006 immediately. In more local news, the National Cancer Control Program, or NCCP, says that 3 persons die each day due to oral cancer-related complications. The director of the NCCP, Dr. Neelamani Parnagama, stated that on a yearly basis, around 860 oral cancer patients succumb to the illness. She stated that oral cancer could be prevented with early detection and treatment, and added that the public has to be educated on complications related to oral cancer.
2 to 3 patients die of oral cancer every day, and oral cancer is a preventable cancer and also can be detected early. Highest number of cases are recorded from males, and it's related to betel tree, that is tobacco in the smokeless form, and areca and the lime is also a promotive factor. Also alcohol and smoking. All these are contributed towards oral cancer.
You're watching Lunchtime News on MTV Sports. Still in local news, the Consumer Affairs Authority has taken steps to raise awareness among the business community on consumer law. Director General of the authority, J.M.A. Douglas, said the program has been initiated at the district level. He added that the program is currently underway in the Galle and Mathura districts.
While on the one hand we must take steps to raise awareness among the consumers regarding their rights, on the other hand we must also educate the business community on the provisions in consumer law so that they know not to violate the laws. We need to make them understand that when our attention is brought to these matters, we will initiate legal action and it will be difficult for them to continue their businesses as before.
The Badulla Disaster Management Unit says that the fire which broke out on the Bambaragala mountain in Taldena, Badulla has been doused. The Badula Disaster Management Center says the fire broke out about 5 o'clock last evening as a result of human activity. Our reporter says it was difficult for firefighters to reach the location as the fire had broken out on the slope of the mountain. The Badula Disaster Management Unit says about 200 acres of vegetation on the Bambragal mountain was destroyed in the fire. The unit added that the teak reserve in the Bambragal mountain was also harmed in the fire. Deputy Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Development Sarath Kumar Gunaratna says every step will be taken to foil attempts made by Indian fishermen to encroach on Sri Lankan waters. The Deputy Minister made this statement at an event held in Katakurunda. The meeting commenced following a special mass. The Deputy Minister's attention was turned towards problems faced by the fisheries community in the area.
වෙනත් රටවල විදේශ යාත්‍රාවෙilla අපේ මුහුදු සීමාවලට කියන ජාත්‍යන්තර මුහුදු සීමාවේ පවා
None of us can enter Indian waters. At present, His Excellency the President has held discussions with the Maldivian President to bring up nets to the south in order not to harm the Maldives. But in India, Jayalalitha wants to come here and fish for at least 2 days of the week. We are fighting a major battle and are saying that we will not even give them 1 day. They fish using bottom trawling. That destroys the entire area.
විනාශ වෙනවා ඒ මේවා දීමේ ක්‍රමය තුල.
Well, now the Met Department warns that winds in the central hills could reach up to 70 to 80 kilometers per hour. The Met Department says strong winds could be also experienced in other parts of the island. The Met Department adds that wind speeds could reach 60 kilometers per hour rather at times in the sea areas of the coast extending from Negombo to Trincomalee via Mana and Kankasenturai. The Sabaragamu University that was temporarily closed down to the inclement weather condition on the 13th of last month reopened today. We have been able to renovate the hostels that were damaged by the inclement weather conditions. Yesterday, most of the students had reported back to the hostels. We will be commencing all activities within the university. We have made all preparations to conduct the scheduled examinations of all faculties in the university. The Colombo Municipal Council states that Ferguson Road in Matakulya has been declared as a high-risk zone for dengue. Its Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Ruan Vijayamuni, notes that 33 cases of dengue have been reported from the area during the past 3 months. Dr. Ruan Vijayamuni stated that during the past 7 months of the year, 6 persons within the Colombo city limits who contracted dengue have died. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health noted that a total of 1,845 cases of dengue were reported within the Colombo city limits during 2014. The epidemiology unit of the ministry stated that 199 dengue-related cases have been reported during this month alone. It was last month that the highest number of dengue-related cases were reported from the Colombo city limits, with the number standing at 435. Today marks the conclusion of the intermediate boxing tournament, which is a major tournament in the country for amateur boxers. The event is being held at the Jayatilaka Indoor Stadium in Nawalapitiya. It is organized by the Sri Lanka Amateur Boxing Association. Male and female boxers can take part in the matches, which are conducted under 10 weight classes. Over 200 boxers from 22 sport clubs will be participating in the championship. Boxers who win the tournament will be able to fight for the Leighton Trophy and the Clifford Trophy and take part in the national boxing tournaments. Well, on that note, we wrap up lunchtime news for today. It was an absolute pleasure having you with us. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Zola Outscoon. Have yourself a lovely day.
Hotline 0114